Hey, it's Amanda, and you are watching a segment from 100 videos in 100 days. This started out as a challenge to myself to prove that freedom can come from authenticity and vulnerability, and that life doesn't have to be perfect or look perfect, it doesn't have to feel perfect to be valuable, to really be valuable. And that you don't have to wait to share your gifts till it all looks a certain way. And this is also about what the cost is of waiting to share your gifts. I didn't have a YouTube channel before this. I never did a video of myself. I didn't even like to see myself in camera. So am I scared every time I do this? Yes. But I'm here. I'm showing up, because I'm committed to this conversation about freedom. And the freer I get, I believe the freer you will get. So I invite you to participate as you can. There's no editing here. I get one take. So if it all goes to hell, you go with me. There may be swearing, there may be crying. I may get up and walk around. It's the game. It's authentic and vulnerable. I will look different every day. So that's really the point of it, is in life there's no editing, there's no redos. So who are you going to be? How are you going to show up? What would that look like? And what would be possible if you just showed up exactly as you were and let the cards fall? Would that be freeing? It is to me. And if it is to you, I hope you get something out of these. If there's anything that I say that rubs you wrong or feels off, discard it immediately. It's not for you. It's for whoever needs it, and most likely for me. So when this turns off and the next one turns on, I will be sitting here quietly with my eyes closed. You're not walking into any special session that you're not supposed to see. Everything's transparent here. So I started this to have context in the beginning, because I can see people are jumping in the middle of the series, and I just want to make sure everyone feels included. So I will see you soon. Can you guys see my face flushing off and on? I noticed it in the video the other day. I thought it was funny because since I started doing this, about a week or so in, my face started getting red, just randomly, not like with a hot flash or anything. It just is doing it. And I even took a picture a couple weeks ago. And that book that I'm reading about how emotions affect our body, I just ran across this part that said that when you start doing this, you can expect that your face will start turning red, because how many times have you shoved down that you can't be embarrassed, or you don't want to look embarrassed, or you feel shy and all this stuff? So because the emotions start showing up all over your body that you didn't deal with before, your face will actually get red for however long. And that was like my biggest thing growing up, is how painfully shy I was. So it's no surprise to me. But the funny thing is, I thought when I kept seeing it, it's like that's what you look like when you get embarrassed, or that flushed face. And it only will be there for a few seconds, but it just covers my face, and then it goes, and then it'll come back. So it's kind of funny to run across that in the book. And then I guess people go to the doctor and they get a diagnosis for it. So I think they gave me a pill. I have birds staring at me. Birds are in on this now. He's been perched there for a while. He looks very interested. I know I talked about my daughter yesterday, about those texts that she was sending me about that she was in pain and I was okay with her pain. The more I thought about it last night, because she started sending me all these texts about how she felt so much better and how she just felt the best she's ever felt. She just feels amazing, and the boyfriend texts her, he doesn't, and she feels okay, and she just is, she kept thanking me. Like, whatever you did. And I said, well, I didn't do anything. That's what people make it mean. Because they can't, the mind's not going to give them credit for that, for sorting itself out, for connecting to soul, because then you might want to go back there, and you can't control that. Or you might want to go back there and you can't control that. So I told her, I said, I gave you pointers where to look, and I just told you to feel your feelings, and all of life is trying to tell you that. Your body's trying to tell you that. I just said it out loud. And I could say it out loud because I'm okay with you being in pain. For the first time. And I realized, even this morning, she's just like, the fact that you told me to feel my feelings, and I did, she's like, I don't feel the same before. And this is the kid that kind of, she went to that event with me a month or so ago, and she gets a ton out of it. But once her ego kicks in, it's like, I didn't even understand one word they were saying. She goes into this big thing. Except that when we leave, she shifts and she can have these very open conversations. She starts seeing all these things about herself, and it's, so she can, her ego can tell me that they didn't get anything, but I'm just like, yeah, well, this conversation would never have happened if you didn't get anything. So it's interesting to watch because I'm getting okay with my pain. And the more room I have for my pain, however it shows up, mind, body, emotion, whatever it is, the more I'm okay with it and I don't need to fix it, I don't need to eradicate it, I don't need to chase it out of town, I just got to feel it, then I'm far more okay with other people having pain. And like I said yesterday, I used to just do everything I could to fix it. That's not because I'm a good person. It's not because your society puts that on it, like, well, she's just so good. She helps everybody. That's because she's trying to save herself. It's not about goodness. It's not even related to goodness. It's called a survival mechanism. If you're in pain, then I'm going to feel pain. So there's no freedom there. When you're present and you help someone, it's just emotion. Not emotion, it's motion. There's presence. It's just you moving forward. That's what love looks like. It's just emotion. So there's no thought of what I'm going to get out of it. What if this goes bad? I'm really tired. You're just in motion. And I think I felt that when I was talking to her, because I don't hang up on my kids. I don't. But I could see so clearly that it was just a mind talking. It had nothing to do with her. So it didn't have to be personal, what she was saying, and I could interact because I didn't care if she felt pain. And in society, that's looked at as cruel or whatever, but it's actually very loving because I can't step forward and be truthful with her. I can't let her have her pain. I can't let her sort things out that she's got to sort out. If I care or if I'm concerned about her pain, because it's really just a cover for, I'm not okay with my pain in any way, shape, or form. I didn't like my parents to feel pain. I didn't like my aunts and uncles to feel pain. I didn't like my cousins to feel pain, because then I had to deal with pain. Plus, if I'm super busy dealing with everyone else's pain, well, sure shit, don't have to deal with my pain. I'm very busy, and it's a legitimate way to be busy, taking care of sick people, taking care of people that are emotionally upset and going through things. It keeps me busy, and it keeps me with an important job. So I really saw with her, the more I'm okay with my pain, I could be completely fluid with hers. It had nothing to do with me. It wasn't, I'm a bad mom. I screwed her up. Oh no. Kid's going awry. Just feelings. God forbid. She got feelings, everybody. And not only that, when you aren't okay with your pain, so you meet people that people will say, they're just so sensitive. They just kind of like, if you get it doesn't matter what it is. I was going to say compliment, but that works too. Any kind of direct thing to them, they'll deflect it. So if it's a compliment, it's like, oh, no, because there's an uncomfortable feeling and they don't like pain because they haven't dealt with it. And then if it's even if it's a constructive criticism, it's painful because we're full of pain. It has nothing to do with what the person said. It triggers the pain inside of us, and then we make it about the person that said it, or we deflect, get angry, we hide, we push away, all that kind of stuff. And it's easy to do it with your kids too when they are in pain, because you start going, well, they're just, I don't know why they're like that. They're like their father. Well, they got that from so-and-so. Well, they shouldn't hang around these kids. Well, it's because they're lazy. It's because they have pain, because they're human. And when you get facile with your pain, their pain is fine. And what's so cool about it is it lifts this enormous burden off of you. I stepped aside from my family doing this. I've never done that. And it was about 3 days of hell, emotional hell. And I decided to just grant it being. I didn't know why it was coming up the way it was. And I either go from blocking and hiding from you, or I and become a punching bag. Those are my two operating MOs, I guess. So this time it was stepping aside, still interacting, but giving myself the freedom to feel my pain the way it was going to show up. And it needed a break. I wanted to see what it was outside of that family dynamic in that conversation. I felt like when I started this, it was like, a toddler that's learning to walk, and if I just kept throwing the toddler back in with bigger kids that were going to knock the toddler down, I'm not sure that I was serving the toddler. The toddler's got to learn to walk, and then, if it gets knocked down, get back up and keep moving. But I wasn't going to give myself the chance to get legs in this if I didn't create some space around myself for being. Because I didn't know what was coming my way. So I did that, and now when I get a text and there's someone, and it's normally interaction around pain or not very nice things, making fun of people or whatever, that's coping mechanisms. They're not being sent my way, and I don't have to engage them, and I can be direct with people. Sometimes I'm good with it. If in maybe a leadership role, a managerial role, I can be direct with people, but in a lot of other stuff, I get weird about it, and I try and joke or laugh around it. That's my thing, I'll just be funny about it. And now, like with my daughter, I'm like, yeah, I'm hanging up because I'm not speaking to you, I'm talking to mind, and I'm okay with your pain, and I love you. So there's just this huge burden that's been lifted, and I feel room to play. I feel like I have time. I feel like I have movement, because I'm not carrying all this pain that doesn't belong to me. It's not my job. It's an impossible job. You can't fix someone else's pain. Fix your own. How's that going? That's a full-time job. You can't moonlight with everybody else trying to sort them out, and it's a huge disservice to take their pain from them. It's none of your fucking business. Leave their pain alone. When they're ready to have you assist them, they can specifically ask for that. And then I would say, well, look, I can give you some pointers. Feel your feelings. You don't really need to say much more than that. That's confronting enough. That might take them 6 months to process, or 6 minutes, depends on the person. But taking all your energy to fix their pain is about you not wanting to feel yours. And you think, well, it's service-oriented, it's this and that. Well, there's a thing about sure not, I'm finding some interesting stuff in it, but you become they say you become like the people that you're surrounded with. So the 5 people you're around the most, that's who they say you become the most like. And what I noticed about that is that when I watch groups interact, including when I interact in a group, I have picked up symptoms that the people around me have. So even if I don't necessarily get sick the way they're sick, because I'm judging that they're sick and I'm trying to repress the fact that they're sick, I will get sick in a different way. It just may not look like that. And your mind wants you to fit in. And if it has to come up with a symptom that's similar, it will. If it has to come up with a behavior that's relatable, it will. Even if it's one that in your gut you don't like, it will start to come up. And I could give a dozen examples of this off the top of my head. But things that you think, well, that's genetic, so it's just their thing. I promise you it's not. It becomes systemic. So be kind to yourself. Give yourself some legs. When you're around people that there's a lot of heaviness going on, where you can, where you feel, well, I don't care if you feel comfortable or not, where you can, move aside. That's not abandoning them, that's not running, that's honoring here and giving the toddler legs. You would not throw a kid in with a bunch of wild animals and go, well, learn to walk in that way. Then they're learning to walk out of fear. They're learning to walk out of trauma and survival. It's not empowering. If they do it as a playful way and something they want to step into, that's empowering. But every time they walk, if they do it in trauma, that will be there. Don't do that to yourself. Give yourself space. Grant yourself being. You always have to do it first. When you're okay with your pain, their pain is fine. And you can see how it serves you and how it serves them. And how it serves them isn't your business either. Deal with your pain. Their pain will start to go away once you deal with yours. I don't care if it sounds like bullshit. I'm watching it. I'm watching it all around me. My daughter wrote this huge long thing today and sent me. She's been saying that she wants to start writing. I've never seen her write. I don't even know that she can write as a writer, whatever. She's an artist. She made this beautiful thing today. Why? Because I'm dealing with my pain. When I deal with my pain gets lighter, and then she doesn't feel like she has to fix the mom that's sick, so she can deal with her pain. When she deals with her pain, I don't have to fix a daughter all the time that looks sick or stressed or OCD or whatever. My burden gets lighter, and it becomes a virtuous cycle. Done with the fucking vicious. Let's go for the virtuous here, people. People meaning me and the pigeon staring at me. Yeah. So one of the biggest things I'm getting is that pain serves a purpose, and let it serve. You serve you, let them serve them, and then everybody's burden's going to start getting lighter. And you got to go first. Find the lessons in your pain. When something looks scary, go directly towards it. If something looks painful, go directly towards it. Do not back away. It's there for you. You know, Pac-Man? It's going around and it has those little pellets, like the power pellets. Consider that fear and pain. Consider the ghosts your mind. What happens when it goes to the pain and the fear? Waka, 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 and go get all the ghosts. Then it goes away, and then a new challenge comes up, and then, but there's always the power pellet, which is fear and pain. It's someone going, over here, over here. The key, the access codes, yeah, the freedom stuff, it's right here. And when you go through it, you think, well, it's not fair that I have to go through it. It's helping you build muscle for the new thing that's coming, whether it's a challenge, whether it's a new way of being that's showing up that wouldn't have been comfortable unless you built that muscle that was needed to do it. So some people say, well, we could just take pain away from people, I'm like, that would be like them taking a little bird out of the egg and it didn't break its way out. It would die. I know in theory it's like a nice thing to do, like, well, if we just stop listening to mine, just tell everyone that they don't need mine. I'm like, that's not how it works. Pain serves purpose. Leave it alone. And where you sit, go directly to it and say, what do you have for me? What's here? What do I feel? I'm going to feel that. It's here for you. It's here for me. Let people feel it. And you will feel amazing. And you can have direct conversations. And when you speak, you will make a difference. Because how they turn out has nothing to do with you. But you still got to tell your truth. And that's called freedom.